Heavy snow is expected to continue in the mountains today. Matt Renew shot this video this morning. Higher elevations could get as much as 1 to 2 feet of snow. For lower elevations, we're really not seeing any snow, at least today, but we've got a chance for some tomorrow. Joining us now to break it all down, meteorologist Corey Reppenhagen with our 9 News Weather Impact Team. We've had several on and off closures for I-70 in the mountains, and really this is just the beginning, Corey.
It really is just the beginning. We're about halfway through this storm, which means there's still another 24 hours of very heavy snow in the mountains before it even starts to slow down. So we're going to see a lot more road closures in the high country. This is a live web camera showing the Gondola Square here in Aspen. Heavy snow, and that's going to continue. Of course, they've got heated walkways there, so I mean, that's Aspen for you, but that is a big impact. Look at the radar here. All the mountain ranges in Colorado are getting hit with heavy snow right now, and it's going to stay this way. Every time we look at the radar, it's going to look like this for the next 24 hours. Here's the snow reports as of this morning, 5 a.m. this morning. These were the totals from overnight, and we're likely going to double and maybe even more than double this by 5 a.m. tomorrow. So a lot of big snow. All these areas in the high country here in red, that's where we could end up with a total of 2 feet by the end of it. And we do have a winter weather advisory very close to Denver. I mean, we're talking about 4 to 8 inches of snow very close to the Denver metro. So we will be involved in that snow. I'll talk about that coming up. But first, today, we're going to have one of those days where we don't realize there's a big storm going up in the mountains as we get into the 50s with some sunshine. No precipitation here until later on tonight. I'll talk about the timeline for the Denver stuff coming up in the forecast.
All right, keeping it very busy today, Corey. Thank you. 2 construction workers are recovering this noon after falling into a trench along the Cherry Creek Trail in Arapahoe County earlier this morning. South Metro Fire says they started responding around 7:30 along the trail near Parker Road and Broncos Parkway. Luckily, that trench did not collapse. One worker was able to get out on their own. Then crews were able to pull out the second person. The second worker was sent to the hospital, but South Metro believes they had minor injuries. A 7-year-old boy is home safe right now, but Lakewood police are still trying to determine why a woman took him from his family's apartment early yesterday morning. Lakewood police suspect Crystal Denman shot the boy's father, then took the child, but they do not know why. Investigators tell us they realized the 7-year-old was gone after the shooting. Authorities found both the boy and Denman in Washington County near the town of Last Chance. That's about 40 miles east of Strasburg. The boy was not hurt. Charges against Denman are pending. Family tells us the boy's father is recovering in the hospital. Police are now working to determine if the father and Denman knew each other. The former Aurora dentist, James Craig, is now charged with plotting to kill a police detective. He's supposed to be on trial now for allegedly killing his wife, but that was delayed. Last week, Craig's defense attorney told the judge he received new records in the case and asked to withdraw as the attorney. The next day, prosecutors accused Craig of trying to get another inmate at the Arapahoe County Jail to murder a detective in the case. The victim was not named in the court records we obtained, but multiple sources confirmed with 9 News Investigates the victim was an Aurora police detective who helped build the case against Craig. The judge postponed the trial indefinitely. Craig remains in custody on $10 million bail. The DEA Rocky Mountain Field Division says it stopped more than 650,000 fentanyl pills from making it into Denver earlier this month. Officials tell us they got a tip that led them to 2 men on board a bus from Albuquerque to Denver. The DEA says one of those men bailed before getting into Colorado and left behind 2 suitcases filled with 330,000 pills. The second man kept going and was caught in Colorado Springs with what DEA officers say was another 340,000 fentanyl pills in his luggage. Morrison's speed trap is no longer trapping. It's because someone apparently smashed it. The town manager tells us the photo radar that catches speeders just west of C470 and Morrison Road was vandalized about a month ago. The town manager said the camera lens is broken and the trailer is damaged. It will not be fixed the rest of this year. The town is working on switching photo radar companies. Morrison's police chief said the town issued more than 10,000 tickets in the 2 weeks after installing speed cameras in May. A recount of Colorado's 16th House district race has to be done by December 6th. Republican Rebecca Kelty received 6 more votes than Democratic State Representative Stephanie Vigil to represent El Paso County in the State House. That narrow margin required a recount. It will need to be wrapped up by next Friday, and it's not expected to change the outcome of the race. Special counsel Jack Smith is asking to drop 2 criminal cases against President-elect Trump. It's in line with long-standing Justice Department policy, saying sitting presidents cannot face criminal prosecution. Trump was first indicted in June 2023, accused of mishandling classified documents that he took from the White House to his home in Florida. A separate indictment came down just a couple months after that, tied to trying to reverse the results of the 2020 election. The judge in the election interference case granted the request for dismissal. We do not have a judge's decision in the documents case. Trump is threatening to impose sweeping new tariffs on certain countries. In 2 posts on Truth Social, he wrote he will impose a 25% tariff on all products coming into the U.S. from Mexico and Canada. He also wants an additional 10% tariff on China. It's part of his effort to crack down on illegal immigration and drugs. He says it will be one of his first executive orders when he takes office in January. The Biden administration wants to allow about 7.5 million people in the U.S. to also get access to pricey obesity drugs. The Biden administration just announced a plan to expand Medicare and Medicaid coverage for weight loss drugs. For some, out-of-pocket costs could drop by 95%, but the plan could cost $35 billion over 9 years. It is unclear who would be eligible and if the proposal can be finalized before President Biden leaves office in January.